Hey guys, it's Charlie. It's almost like watching a sideshow salesman peddle snake oil at a circus, watching the mainstream media try to cover the business news of the day, trying to convince you this sense of euphoria because the Dow Jones is up over 12,000. It has a 128-point gain today. What was the reason for it? Consumer confidence up, housing stats getting better, unemployment getting better, foreclosures getting better, bankruptcies getting better? No, none of that. In fact, we're going to show in a minute here, all of those things are worse. You know, they're depressing at best, cataclysmic at worst, but the news of the day that rallied the markets is we've handled the Greece crisis once again. Unfortunately, nobody remembers it was only a year ago. We had the people of Greece in the streets pushing back because of austerity that was being implemented onto them to bail out a bunch of bankers. Everybody with a brain in their head said you can't bail out debt with debt. It's not going to work. Not even a year later, here we are again. They've solved the problem by issuing more debt, by throwing Europe further and further into debt. It isn't going to work then, and it isn't going to work now. Plain and simple. But that doesn't matter to Wall Street because it makes for a weaker dollar, making their stock go up, guaranteeing their bonuses, guaranteeing their salaries, while Main Streets all around the world continue to suffer, while the economies around the world continue its death spiral. Consumer confidence. 70% of this economy is still consumer driven, down to a 6-month low at 60.8. Case-Shiller report comes out showing a 5.1% decrease in housing prices in 20 cities surveyed over this time last year. The only city that was up in value was, of course, Washington, D.C. You see the collusion between Wall Street and Washington. It doesn't get any more obvious than when you look at stats like this. The too big to fail are paying for the representation that makes them too big to fail. You and I will continue to live in this dying, withering economy. 995,934. That's the number of foreclosures so far this year in 2011. Followed up by 1.6 million bankruptcies this year, 2011. The average family in this country is holding $675,433 of national debt on their back, while their savings is barely over $6,000 per average. We're sitting in a country with conservatively, $114 trillion in unfunded liabilities, and we have a Treasury Secretary demanding, threatening, in my opinion, using economic terrorist tactics to tack another $2 trillion on in the next year alone. And with the 900,000+ people who've been foreclosed on in this year alone, what is their remedy? What is their solution? How are their property rights stack up? Well, according to the article I'm going to attach to this video, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, Citi, and Allied Financial are about to cut a sweetheart deal with a $5 billion slap on the wrist penalty. Million foreclosures this year so far. Over 1 million last year, over 1 million before that, guaranteed over 1 million next year. And these too big to fail that chopped up, sold this stuff around the world, imploded the economies around the world, they have no loss to worry about. They can pay a $5 billion penalty so the home values in Washington, D.C. can continue to rise. And you and I can take it in the shorts so that they can continue reaping in their record bonuses, record profits. Stories that I cover in this video and other videos can be found at wideawakenews.com. That's all I got.